Hey guys, Mark here. I hope you're all doing well. In today's video, I'm going to show you how to tie a Cork fender key fob. These are also referred to as floating key fobs, and over the years I have encountered quite a few different designs. The one that I'm about to show you is one that I haven't encountered so far. It was inspired by a tutorial which was uploaded by Andre on one of the Facebook groups, and I have modified his tutorial to suit my tying style. With that said guys, let's jump right into it. One thing that I really wanted to check in regards to this key fob is if it floats. So I attached a key onto my key fob and I'm going to drop it in water for about 10 minutes to see if it floats. This key is about 10 grams or about 4 ounces in weight, so it is not the heaviest of keys, but it's not the lightest either. So let's do it. After 10, maybe 15 minutes, the key fob is still afloat, holding the key up. This is a bit surprising to me. I thought it would sink. So it does work as a floating key fob. As far as the supplies go, this is what I use. A wine cork, some cord to wrap around. Usually I need about 11 feet of microcord. Microcord is about 1.2 to 1.4 millimeters in diameter. So 11 feet should be more than enough. I also use one of these hooks that you can screw into your cork. This will enable you to attach a keyring onto it. Now a keyring is not absolutely needed, but in most cases it is quite handy. Now instead of this screw, you can just use a piece of paracord. Basically, you would fold it in half and then make a hole alongside the entire cork and feed it through the middle. This is a poor man's alternative. Now these hooks are actually quite easy to get in any hardware store. As far as tools go, I recommend using a lacing needle. This is not absolutely required, but it is very handy. You're also going to need a sharp knife, as well as some sort of a spike or nail. With that said, let's get started. The first thing that I'm going to do is take a cork, a knife, and I'm going to bevel the edges. So something like this. The next step is going to be to attach a piece of cord onto this cork. So you're going to take something like a spike, whatever you have available, as long as it can make a hole. Like this. Then I'm going to take my lacing needle and I'm going to run my cord through this hole. Like this. After attaching my cord onto the cork, I'm going to need some sort of mechanism with which I can attach my cork onto a keyring. You can simply make a hole through the entire cork and feed a piece of paracord through. That will work just fine. What I do is I use these kind of hooks that are used to screw into wood or maybe walls. And all you do is you screw it in. So something like this. We're now going to start hitching. Take your cord and run it around the top, basically creating a circle. Where your cord is coming out of the cork, we're going to start by making our first hitch. Like this. Take your lacing needle, go under the circle that we went under before, and make another hitch. Like this. Take your end again, go under the circle, and make another hitch. Usually, I end up lining up 6, maybe 5 hitches around the circle at the top. So at the moment I have 3, so 4, 5, and finally the 6th. At this point, I'm going to start in the first hitch that I made. So this is a bit hard to see. So if this is the first hitch that I did, I'm going to go here on this bottom and place a hitch. Then I'm going to go onto the right and find the next bottom here of a hitch and go under and through this one. And basically I'm going to continue around and around until I cover this top part. So continue the same way until you have covered the top. After a few rows of hitches, you're going to start noticing that the columns for hitches are beginning to appear. So hitches done are actually lined up in a column. At this point, you will want to start tightening your hitches so that the columns are spread apart evenly. So basically you just continue making hitches, but you basically tighten them in order to spread apart the columns an even distance. Once you cover the top, you can see that the hitches will naturally start to spiral to the right. Now, you can fix this by tightening towards the left, and that will give you straight lines. But I actually like the spiral effect, so I keep it by tightening towards the right a bit. Now, once you cover the top, not much changes. All you need to do is continue hitching around and around until you come to the bottom. At that point, we're going to again start narrowing down our hitching until we get to the bottom point. Continue covering this middle part the same way. Because the hitches are further apart now, it's a lot easier to see what we're doing. So just continue until you reach the bottom. So after you reach the bottom, again, nothing really changes. All we're going to do is make our hitching tighter and tighter until we can't hitch anymore at the bottom, where it's going to look like this, like at the top. As mentioned, work the bottom until you can't hitch any longer. At this point, what we're going to do is take our end and we're going to feed it under one of these sections here. Tighten up, then trim as close as you can, and then maybe melt a little bit. You don't have to melt the end, but it does secure it a little bit more. But you need to be very careful that you don't melt any of your other strands. Guys, I hope that this project worked out well for you. It is a great looking design, at least in my opinion. Thank you for joining me and see you next time.